Sorry for the noise. Apologies. I'm currently printing what I wrote yesterday. I managed to get, I could not make myself get to 5,000, but I will accept that very nice chunk of words. And so now I'm printing it because it was a new idea and I want to like write all over it and everything. So at the moment it's printing. I'm sorry for the noise. Because I was trying to like put page numbers on it and everything before the stream, which is also why I'm a little late. Apologies. Sorry. I meant to do that earlier and then I got distracted talking with my dad. Anyway, so things are happening. Yay. I was chasing down an issue and finally made some progress, I think. Hopefully so. I don't know. Anyway, so I've mentioned before I got my gallbladder out in March, and I have not received a bill for the anesthesiologist. There were two of them in the surgery, so like I have to pay my patient responsibility for that. And every time I called the anesthesiologist number, which I had gotten from the hospital and on the paperwork from my surgeon, they kept saying there was no account with my name and information. Like nothing. They're like, you'll just have to wait. It'll come through when it comes through. I'm like, but it's now June, and I could see on my insurance portal that the claim had been processed in April, like April 10th, and then I could see how much I owed for each of the anesthesiologists. So I was like, somebody has this information and I don't want it to just like go straight to collections. Like I haven't seen anything in my email, nothing in the regular mail, nothing by text, nothing in my like the MyChart portal, like nothing. I was like, this is weird. Like every other thing they've been able to bill me for. Like what is going on? Anyway, so I searched around, I found the numbers that I had called before, called them again, like nothing. Just like still no account. They're like, we can verify, we could add in your last four of your social. I'm like, no, you have all of my other information. Like I don't need to be giving you my social as well. So no. And that was like the customer service line or whatever from India. And I'm like, do you have a number that's like for the local office that I call? They're like, no, you can just call us because we're affiliated with them. Anyway, so I went back onto the like anesthesiologist website and they've updated it. And guess what? They have a new billing partner / office starting from the beginning of March. And so all of the numbers that I had previously gotten were all for the old one. So of course, since my surgery was midway through March, I wouldn't have an account with them. Anyway, so they finally had updated their website apparently. And so they had a new number listed. So I called it and like, I was calling right before lunchtime. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I know you're about to go to lunch. I'm so sorry. But like, can you please like help me chase this down? So I actually got somebody, a human on the phone. Hallelujah. And she could see in her system that it was my name, my address. I had had the surgery when it was. But she said there was like, she verified my insurance carrier. She's like, there's some sort of discrepancy in like the numbers. So I'm going to have like a manager pull up the benefits policy or something. So she's like, I'll give you a call back either today or tomorrow. It's probably going to be tomorrow. She's like, that's fine. She's like, can I leave a message on your phone? I'm like, absolutely you can. I'm just happy that you can see that I have an account. Like, but again, it still does not explain why they haven't billed me yet. So I don't know. Anyway, but we at least got progress. I have a number that works, that is for their current billing company, and that somebody will answer. So hallelujah, progress. That's like my one fear of like, I never want anything to go to collections and like have to have some third party trying to hunt me down for money. And I'm like, no, thank you. I would rather just pay it. Just tell me how I can pay it. So hopefully they will like now have a flag that says like, hey, this person needs a bill for the work that we did. Anyway, yay. And also I found a pattern that I would like to do for a shawl that I can do in either a gradient yarn or just like some multicolored yarns. Also, I stopped by Michael's on the way back from my appointment yesterday. And they had this Loops and Threads brand yarn. And like the way that the light hits it, like in reality, not necessarily on camera, but the way that the light hits it is just so nice. I don't know if I can get that to sort of like, it's got that kind of glow, if you like, where there's enough shadows on the edge where it's like it looks like it glows. I don't know. Anyway, they had multiple of the same dye lot, and so I bought all of the ones that were from the same dye lot, which was 5 of them. So now I have to make something with them. So now I'm like, ooh, do I do that shawl? I also got a couple of individual Tombow brush markers because a couple of them, like mine, are drying out, or the caps have cracked for a couple of them. They didn't have one of the ones that I wanted, the light sand color, but they had some of the other ones that I did want. So I do have to swatch those. And then take a new picture for my phone, because one of the things I do is, I can show you. One of the things I set up in the back of my journal is this. It's gonna, so I have the color names or color numbers and names, so that when I go to the store, I have that picture on my phone so that I know which ones I'm missing, which ones I already have duplicates of, that kind of thing. And so that slowly I'll be able to fill in the bigger gaps is the goal. So I got a couple that I need to do the swatch for. Yeah, it is complicated. And I'm just like, I just don't want people chasing me for money because I don't have that much. So like, I just don't want them like adding interest or compounding it or whatever. So cross my fingers. Hopefully they'll send me an actual bill this time. One that's appropriate, you know. Monique says, hey y'all, not going to stay long. Mom's taking me out for lunch after she goes to physical therapy. Excellent. I hope y'all enjoy your lunch, and I hope your mom also gets some relief with the physical therapy. Random question. Would you consider it a red flag if Danny, Rita's love interest, is a Yankees fan? No, because I don't care about sports. Nah. So no. I mean, I don't even know who the Yankees' like biggest rival is. If Rita is whatever the rival team, like that may cause some issues. But if Rita does not care about sports team, you know, sports balls, who cares? It's not a red flag for me. Okay, so the carrot is referring to the poll for today. So the poll is about which romantic trope that you despise the most. And of course, I only have 4 options. So if you have a particular one that you absolutely hate, feel free to comment that in the chat. But the romantic tropes that I have put in are love triangle, or having like an indecisive main character who's like constantly waffling between 2 love interests and is like, I can't decide. You know, that kind of thing. Stockholm Syndrome, you know, kidnappers and then fall in love with your kidnapper type thing. The I can fix him, or you're not like the others. I feel like those kind of go hand in hand to me. or surprise pregnancies. Which one of those is your most hated? Or if you have a particular one, let me know in the chat. I think one of mine is surprise pregnancies, because I'm just like, if y'all are not mature enough to communicate in general and decide to get together and like be together as a couple, if y'all can't do that on your own without the sake of another human being in the works, I don't see how it will work long term. I really don't. And so surprise babies, and like, oh, we have to get together for the baby. Oh, suddenly we love each other. Like that one is absolutely not one of my favorites. But also Stockholm Syndrome is pretty bad. So can you tell I don't like any of these? That's my problem, is I don't like any of these. Miss Hunter says, hello. Hello. Welcome. Stockholm Syndrome as a romantic trope is very dodgy. Yes, it is. It is. Very much so. And yet we somehow romanticize it. I mean, Beauty and the Beast is basically Stockholm Syndrome as well. And I love that movie. So, still love it because, library. It's like if somebody wants to kidnap me and give me a fantastical library and, magical servants, and I think I would have a hard time saying no. That's the problem. But yeah, other than the Beast, Stockholm Syndrome is bad. Andy says, dawdle dawdle reporting. Welcome in. Author Thomas A. Hunt. Hey, y'all. Hello. Welcome. How are you? Are you done with all your school prep, and are you fully on vacation now? Monique says, I'm a baseball girly, so you grew up watching the Yankees. Yeah, I did not grow up in a household that was vehement about sports, because my father was a Florida Gator. My mother was a Florida Seminole. Like, those are two in-state rivalries that just... And so it was not a thing in our household, because they were already like rivals in the same house. Like, it just... And then my brother and I wound up being Bulldogs, Georgia Bulldogs, which then made it like a three-way. And it's just like we joke around about it, but we don't care. So Maz asks, is this like the Celtic versus Rangers, or I should say Celtics versus Rangers, because the American team is with a S sound, that can end in violence? Again, like, to me, it's not a thing, because I don't care about sports balls. So their biggest rival is the Yankees' biggest rival is the Boston Red Sox, but it's also a Catholic versus Protestant thing. Yeah, see, this I can understand being more of a thing. But sports, I don't know. It being a red flag depends on who your readers are. And if your readers are not big sports people, they aren't going to care, and they aren't going to see it as a red flag. So no, you're not done with your schoolwork. You're going to paint your room this weekend, and you're currently working on a presentation for a theme. Oh, okay. So you're still doing work, but hey, I guess it's keeping you busy, right? Keeping you out of trouble for the most part. Okay, we need the cats for today, and yesterday, and then we need a card. Cats card, and then we can start. So I'm going to, once we get started, I'm going to do the few swatches that I need, and then I'm going to do some maybe quick notes / editing on what I wrote yesterday. Hopefully it'll be quick. Okay, so Tuesday's cat says, in my dreams I can fly, and all the squirrels and birds better watch out. Look at this cute little snuggle cat flying in its dream. So cute. So cute, so fluffy. And then we have Boris gently administering therapeutic love bites. So here is Dr. Boris with your prescription of a little nibble. Very cute. Very cute. They look very similar in terms of like, they could be related. Maybe a young and an old. But very cute. Very cute. Okay, and then today we have number 24 for the electric eel. Bring your ideas to life. Which is a good card to get for us writers, right? Kara says, I don't follow sports at all. Yeah, same. Bring your ideas to life. There we go. Like, when on Monday, was it, we were talking about different hockey teams, and I was like, I have no idea what sport this is. No clue. And then y'all told me, so yeah. Okay, so electric eel, bring your ideas to life, number 24. Seemingly out of nowhere, the jolt of the electric eel appears to awaken you to a big idea that you are meant to explore. Epiphanies and aha moments are gifted to you right now, so celebrate. Your life has the potential for profound transformation. Inspiration arises in you, electrifying you so that you cannot wait to get started to bringing your idea to life. The revelations you experience now are meant to set you on a new path, so do not be afraid to act. Explore, examine, and do not fear the changes that may come, for the Spirit wants to shower you with love, success, and abundance that you have hoped to experience. Now is a thrilling time of epiphanies, inspired ideas, and innovations. This is a wondrous sign for you today. So there you go. There is our card for today. All righty. So, and we're out of focus again. We'll have to figure out how to. I wish my camera had like a button for like a refocus, but it doesn't. It just. It has the white balance correction, I guess. Charlie says you're tuning in on your lunch break. Excellent. Hoping to get some work done reading through this draft. And the electric eel definitely applies to Monique. Nice. I hope it applies to all of us because that's a great card to get for writers. Okay, so we do need a timer for today. We're going to start with the flowers, which means I need to share the screen. Make it big. Okay, as I said, I'm going to do the swatching first because I only have like 6 pens that need to be swatched. And some of them are duplicates, so I don't think I actually need to swatch them. Anyway, and then I need to do some editing. And then we will see after that. So 1, save your document or pull it up. 2 is make sure you have something to hydrate with and go ahead and take a sip. Cheers. Enjoy your lunch with your mom, Monique. 3 is to straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back, that posture check, make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is if you need a break, take a break. Here we go, 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, doing some editing. Gotten a decent amount of, oh gosh, we are very much out of focus here. Let's see if this will do it. Yeah, that'll do it. How we doing? Did we do good? Are we making progress? I feel like we're making progress. Feel like getting some things done, and they are good things. So, yay. Let's see. Eva is here with a new channel name, Another Writing Journey. Sorry. Another Writing Journey. And he's doing okay, pretty okay, getting some house tasks done today, about halfway through that list and about a quarter of the way through laundry. Nice. Laundry just feels like it never ends, because it doesn't, because we're always wearing stuff. And I think it's exponentially worse when you have little ones in the household. Because I'm talking to my family and friends that have little ones, and they're like, oh, yeah, it never ends, because multiple outfits a day, things get messy, all that. Next week, you're going to try the 7-day book challenge, with Sky. So this week is all about you preparing to ignore all distractions. Next week, if you're starting on a Sunday, you're starting with the solstice, which would be amazing. I'll have to go check out Sky's channel because I can't remember starting on a Sunday or a Monday. Starts the 22nd. Okay, say Monday. So you're still you're freshly into summer, essentially. Charlie says, made it through reading a chapter. Nice. And then making some notes about changes that need to be made. Maz is also editing. Seems like today is just an editing day then, because, yeah, sometimes that's how it goes. You got 25 pages done, and you're going to be eating dinner next, says Miss Hunter. Nice. Excellent. Ooh, you're going to Stonehenge for the solstice. Love it. Love the plan. One of the deals with Mom was that she used to work for Delta Airlines, and so she would get free standby flights, and she could take companions with her, like one companion. It's like somebody who's designated generally, but as her dependents, we also had flight benefits. So because I was very good for most of my academic career in high school and whatnot, I wanted to go to the UK. That was like on my bucket list from a very young age. And so during high school, she got to be a part of like a chairman's club type thing at Delta. And so they flew her out to Seattle to pick up the new plane and then back. And she got like an all expenses paid at like a specific hotel in London. And so she's like, and she had a certain amount of time to use it. So she took me. And I was like, I love the idea of us traveling around London and seeing part of England and all the historical stuff that's there. But we were so close. I need to see Stonehenge. like I need it. And so we took a bus tour that included several standing stone ruins. I should say several standing stone sites plus ruins plus like ley line stuff. Anyway, it was very cool. And we wound up going to Stonehenge. It was fantastic. We couldn't touch them, but like I was close enough, and it was glorious. It was fun. It was not on the solstice, however. So fantastic. It was great. And there were a bunch of sheep in the field out next to Stonehenge. and they were very much not bothered by the tourists. And I like raised my camera up, and one of the sheep just like picked its head up and looked straight at me while I was taking the picture. They are very much um, used to used to the tourists. So, Eva says close to the solstice, so you're running with it. Yeah. You're preparing with the new moon energy as well. What's left of that? Yes, this week. I understand and go with it. Yes. You have gotten your lesson plans done. Yay! And your learning board is done for the first week. Excellent. Now you just need to print them. You also looked for an icebreaker on TPT for your homeroom. Fantastic. Eva also thinks the Stonehenge solstice is a lovely idea. You've been there before. It's such an atmosphere. I would think it would be a great one. Eva says, we're very near some ancient ruins. Going there for the solstice sounds nice. Plus, your guy would probably love that for Father's Day, too. Yeah. Cahokia Mounds, an indigenous settlement that would have been the largest of its kind in its heyday. All mystery about what happened to the city. Okay. Oh, okay. Yes. Yes. I know which, yes. Now that I've seen pictures of it, I know which one you're talking about. I don't know if we went to Avebury. I don't remember. You can touch them at the solstice. Oh, jealous. Charlie has to go back to work. Oh no. I hope you had a good lunch break and were able to do a little bit of editing. You're unsure on it, but it's still amazing. Gotcha. Is anyone doing anything for Midsummer? I don't think I'm doing anything super big. I think it'll just be something small here. Hopefully my back will be like decent enough shape by this coming weekend that maybe I can make a broom for the solstice, which would be really fun. So, but yeah, I think that's maybe my main, like maybe try and make a broom. So, where you are, it's traditionally a night of the fairies on the 23rd. Oh, nice. I love that there's different traditions everywhere, and you can. It's great. Love it. All right, let's do another sprinty sprint. Sprinty sprint. Seawright was at Stonehenge for solstice when you were 18, which was really just a rave on top of the stones. Poor stones. Oh no. But it sounds like fun. So alrighty. Second sprint. This is the self-promo sprint. So if you need to do some self-promo, make sure that you do so during the second sprint. People sit on them and all sorts of things. On one hand, the historian in you is sad, but on the other hand, they're being used. Yeah, which is, yeah, you kind of feel two different ways about it, right? So, okay, let's go ahead and get started. So 1, save your document. 2, make sure you take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back. Fat posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. 4 is make sure if you need a break, take a break. Also, don't forget to do your self-promo and don't forget to answer the poll. So here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. That felt like it went by in a real hurry. How did you do? That feels like it went by like really, really quickly. Like I don't know how to I feel like I got some done, you know, but it didn't feel like a whole lot. So yeah, I don't know. How did you do? I don't know. I don't know. Kara has new book promos up on Reader's Roost. Excellent. The squeak made you jump last week, and it also made you jump this week. Nice. Managed to more words, so that is good. Ultimately, if you are trimming, yes. Miss Hunter had dinner. Excellent. Hopefully it was tasty. You found the activity. Excellent. For the icebreaker, the students are going to get into group of 3. Everybody holds a piece of yarn attached to a marker. They are given an image to draw. Oh, they have to work together to draw an image. Interesting. Okay. Okay. I kind of like it. Teamwork. Teamwork. Another writing. So Eva says, I got mail sorted and laundry swapped. Excellent. Good job. Thomas also got started organizing your jump drive by weeks and then by days. Good. That's very good organization. My organization of my files was always chaotic. So Funky says, yo, hello, welcome. Kara says, I am doing my new moon reading recording for YouTube. A bit late, but better than never. Yes. All righty. So we have things to do. We have things to do. We always have things to do. You might be a type A teacher. That's okay. That's okay. Organization is good. It helps in the later chaos. So Funky depths everybody up. Nice. Very nice. All right. I'm still editing. Still doing good. Although I feel like my energy is starting to flag, but that's okay. We've got one more sprint. I feel like maybe I can find one more sprint's worth of editing brain. So let's get another sprinty sprint going. We did the flowers. We did the duckies. Let's do there it is. There's the rainbow record. Make it big. Just swap this to third sprint. And we should be good now. Definitely did the dramatically squeaking duckies. Yes, we did. All right, let's do this. So 1, save your document, even if you haven't added anything to it. 2, make sure you have a sip of whatever you're hydrating with. Cheers. Three is to straighten your shoulders and spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure if you need a longer stretch, you do so. And if you need a break. Make sure you take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that was the end of that sprint. I finished editing what I had printed out. So went back to adding a little bit more to the document. Got about, I don't even know how much, in the last 15 minutes or so. It says 500, but I don't think that's true because it's sort of like interspersing. I don't know. I got some. I don't think it's 500. Yeah, no. I think it might be more like 200 or 300 new words added. Anyway, I probably should have written down. Anyway, progress. Good progress. Let's see. Stacy dropped in to hit the like button. You have a migraine and have been off the screens because of that. Yeah. Hopefully you will have no migraine soon. Hopefully it goes away. Maz managed to get down about 300 words. Fantastic. Having written some other words as well, so you were happy. Yes. Excellent. You highlight your new words so you can see them in the document. I should do that, but then I forget, and then I'm just like, eh. I should probably change font color or something, but it's just too much work to then fix later. But hey, I have made progress. I've printed out some. I've done some edits. Progress. Progress is good. Funky's gotten your work writing done for the day. Fantastic. And it's only 3:10. Excellent. Feed. Do they let you go early, or do you just like sit around and do your own writing? Maz hopes that Stacy's migraine goes away. You do color, yeah. Different color for each draft so you can see it. Ah, okay. That's not a bad idea. I just forget what color, and Microsoft doesn't have the best options for color highlight. Anyway, that's okay. I'm just being picky. I am just being picky. Okay, let's end the poll. We have a 3-way tie for what is the worst, most hated romantic trope. So we'll read that in a second. You worked on your theme presentation, which is what you were supposed to be working on, but you did some other stuff as well. But at least you got all the other things done. Hey, I mean, sometimes cleaning or organizing or procrastinating by doing other things is great. Fantastic. You're working from home to stay active, but you're doing your own stuff. Gotcha. Might steal the Tombow idea. What was my Tombow idea? Oh, the swatches. Yes. Yeah. And so I was actually at this store the other day, and I had to go back in and find it. But yeah, so I favorite it because otherwise I'm never going to find it again because it's like multiple years old at this point. But yeah, so this is, I take a picture of it. Oh, it's going to turn its head. But I take a picture of it so I can read it and see which ones I'm missing. And so now that I have those new edition ones, and I also, though, I just used one and the cap cracked. And it's always the super pale ones that I like to use as like a second line highlight. So anyway, so now I need a replacement for that one. I just bought a replacement for the sky blue, and now I need a replacement for the pale pink. But yes, yeah, I love having that because then one of the things that I do is if I'm looking for a color that suits a washi tape, per se. So what I can do is I open it up to the swatch page, and then I hold the washi tape next to the color. Let's see if I can hold these properly to see which ones are going to be the more appropriate color combo. So for this, that green, this particular green rather than that one would be a nice one. And like we've got like a sort of a blue-gray going on in the flowers. So rather than coming over to the blues, I might come over here and choose like N60 type of thing. So, yeah. Yeah. But that's what I like doing with, and why I like having the swatches. You like the idea. Yeah. You can never remember what I have, which is why I take a picture and have it in my phone. So now that I have those new ones, I need to take a new picture and favorite it, and then like unfavorite and just delete the old one. So you don't think you've seen them in the shops here, but you have a few. You also like the Sakura's, yes. And you use Unipen. Oh, I haven't used the Unipen. Oh, Unipen 0.5 black for writing. So Michaels has them. And they sell them as like, they sell some in sets and they sell some individually. The sets are generally a better price. However, once you have a bunch of the sets, you start getting duplicates because they put like a couple of duplicates in. You might get like a bajillion of the color blenders. And that's, I also have a little mark on there for what I have duplicates of, because I bought sets. And so I have duplicates of like orange and saddle brown and processed yellow and chartreuse. And black, because that black comes in multiple colors, multiple of the set ways. But then you start, like once you've gotten a bunch of the sets, then they come out with new sets, and like there may only be 2 new colors or 3 new colors in a set. And the others will all be duplicates. So it's not necessarily as cost effective once you have a bunch of those smaller sets. But it's also not real cost effective to buy them individually either, because Michael's price is a little expensive. So wait until you have a sale, or purchase them online when you can get like 20% off your whole order, would be my suggestion. As far as I know, I don't think Hobby Lobby carries the Tombow brand. They carry a different brand. I think they used to carry Tombows, and I think they might still carry the like Fudenosuke calligraphy pens, but I don't think they carry the dual tip brush, because I think they have their own brand now. So, but yeah, so absolutely, like, do the swatch page 100% and then take a picture of it so that when you go shopping, you have it in your phone. Yeah. You're at page 150 out of 470. Nice. Of your book that you forgot where you started, but it was just about 20 pages ago. Okay, gotcha. You don't have Hobby Lobby or Michael's, but you can get them online. Well, yeah, or Joann's. Unfortunately, Joann's went belly up. And so Michael's took over like some of their yarn contracts, as far as I know. Like they like suppliers contract somehow. I don't know. Anyway, so you can get some of the yarn, but I don't know if you can get everything. So you'd only heard of all of those 3 because of Happy Planner. Yeah, I'm sure that Tombow is sold in other additional stores. And if there's like a proper art store near you, they might have it. But yeah, so sometimes proper art stores are a little hard to find though. But yeah, your best bet is online and hoping for a sale or a coupon. Yeah. So, all right. The poll as to which romantic trope do we hate, do we despise, we had a tie between Stockholm Syndrome, I Can Fix Him, or You're Not Like the Others, and Surprise Pregnancy. So we had essentially a third of us hated each one of those. And then 8% hate the love triangle / indecisive main character. So that's how the poll whole winds up being, but we hate all of them. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And as a reminder, I am not going to be here on Friday. I'm going to be hanging out at the bookstore with Bestie. So I will not be here on Friday, at least not during our normal time. I might do a pop-up that afternoon, but I can't guarantee it. So, yeah. So I will, if I don't see you on Friday, I will see you after the solstice. Thank you very much. Enjoy your solstice. Enjoy your Father's Day. Enjoy the weekend and the rest of the week. And I will see y'all soon. Bye.